Okay, give me just a second. And just let me make sure everything is caught up real fast. Hold on. I am here. Okay. So I wanted to do this streaming through live, through Zoom, and I also wanted to try the auto captions. So you guys are a little bit of a test guinea pig, and then I'm also going to try. Okay, I don't want Nate to watch. I'm sweaty, and Phoebe is here. Okay, so I wanted to have a computer here to see everybody's view, but that's not gonna be worth anything because Zoom didn't work. But Corey, you and I will try this in a dummy group later. But I do want to try screen sharing. So let us try this here. This is going to have to work. Give me just a second because we would have to do that. Or it almost seems, Corey, I'm going to be honest, it almost seems that I have to go live either sharing my screen or not. Which now it's making me sweaty because I can't switch it. Okay, let's see. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to do this as we go. I'm going to make this two parts, right? I'm going to talk to everyone about what content buckets are, and then judging by this, because I can't go live through Zoom, which I am used to, it's saying I don't have the right, so Corey and I are going to have to figure this one out. We're going to talk about content buckets right now, and then I'm going to stop this live, and I'm going to start another one that's a screen share of my screen. So, when we talk about content buckets, frankly, I have a little bit of a confession to make. If you see any group posts I've made this week, it says posted by Meet Edgar. And Meet Edgar is a application that I found. Hey Shay, hey Weezy, hey Nate. It's an application that I found that works really well with evergreen content. So evergreen content is something I want to focus on because Corey and I talk a lot about delegating work and not working so hard. Themby's been listening to the podcast all day and it's making me like sweaty as well. And I just have to do Corey's gonna hate me, but I have to show Corey. Corey has no concept of what 3 inches is. So she said, "Hey Heather, can you make a 3-inch cutter?" So I did. And then she said, "That's too little. Can you make a 4-inch cutter?" So I did. And she said, "That's too little. Can you make a 4.5-inch cutter?" So I did. So I want to say that Sam from Sam's Cookie University, this is where our filament goes to. All right. So I think if Corey gets another tattoo, you should ask her what her first tattoo is about. She should get one that has something to do with measurements. So what I want to talk about is 2 applications, and I threw in an extra application. If I can get screen share to work, I'm going to walk you guys through it. But it is Hootsuite, which is a very common one. Many of you have heard of it. Meet Edgar, which is a new one to me. I've been using it for the last 14 days. I just fell into their billing cycle and I think I'm going to keep it. And then I'm going to show you the cheapest one I could find, and it's one up, and we actually use it for some of our clients. So that's what we're going to talk about. Before we get there, looking at my computer screen, I want to talk about what content buckets are and why they're so valuable to people. Content buckets are where you draw your content from. So content buckets, content pillars, there's a lot of names for them, but the concept is still the same. What am I going to post? So Courtney from Bakery Tico is actually doing a live at the end of the month. She does a lot of great prompts to get you kind of in that gear of like, what should I post? What works well? So you would take her prompt and you would put it into application and you would see, does my end user like this content? Yes, no, okay, keep it or trash it. Content pillars are built off of those prompts. So you see what is working for your clients and what is not. So I built out a content pillar. I'll share it when we switch this to screen share, which just sounds like it's such a pain, I'm so sorry. But I built out a content pillar for a hair salon. So in this content pillar, content bucket, I have 6 different buckets or pillars. I'm just going to call them buckets from moving forward. I have latest hair trends. So in my latest hair trends, I have a few subcategories. We're going to go through those in a second. So I have latest hair trends, celebrity styles, hair care tips, client photos, local news, and salon news. If that doesn't make a lot of sense, let's draw it back. My content pillars for a hair salon are these 6 buckets. From these 6 buckets, I can start deriving the content that I'll use to post to my Facebook page. So in latest hair trends, what am I talking about when I'm talking about latest hair trends? Let us see. I'm talking about child styles, things that are working for kids these days. If a lot of my clients are stay-at-home moms, I want to talk about what their kids are doing. If we're talking about color trends, and my favorite is TikTok hair trends. So in my latest trends, if you fall into your category within TikTok, which I shouldn't be left alone with that app, you're going to see TikTok hair trends, right? And you can talk about if this bob cut is what is working for people or not, or if this color trend is working or not. There's a lot of filters that are changing people's hairs. It is very tempting for somebody like me with very brown hair to think that that's a good idea. As a hair salon, if you want to work from a content bucket, you would be like, Heather, baby girl, no, stay brown. You've tried blonde and that was a terrible idea. Moving forward, celebrity styles, right? We would go through as a hair salon in my content bucket. I could pull from something that is Grammy winners, Emmy winners, or red carpet styles. There's no end of content for a celebrity style to talk about. Gotta put my hair up after talking about these ones. I don't feel like my hair's all that nice. To talk about what Grammy winners, Emmy winners, or red carpet styles are, if they're working for the common person. If you're well versed in hairstyles, you have a lot of content here to talk about celebrities. Okay, that's my content bucket. So we just went through content bucket, latest hair trends, celebrity styles. Third content bucket is hair care tips. Now, if I am on TikTok way too much, just absolutely way too much. Corey says, don't ask me math. Great. So I'm on TikTok too often. Hair care tips, there's so many of them. And I mean, I'm just an end user with hair problems. If you tell me what to buy, I'm going to buy it. And then I'm going to wonder if it works. I was even in Target earlier today, and I gotta say, was just meandering, just hoping like something from TikTok spoke to me. I would talk about hair care tips. I would talk about the products you as a hair salon think you should use. I would talk the maintenance tips you think we should use. I'm about to buy a satin pillow, not because I know what satin pillows do. It's because someone on TikTok said I should, and that's what I'm thinking it should be. And then TikTok debunking. So that's a huge trend right now. And you hear me saying TikTok a lot because it is very trendy, especially for hair salon people. There's a lot of haircut information once you fall within that demographic of TikTok to really get a lot of content out of it. So I would say if you wanted to get into TikTok, there's a lot of hair drama for somebody with not. Corey, I can't. I will share when I share my screen twin. I will let them know about. Corey and I had hair that was so short that, dare I say, I think it was our 15th birthday twin. They said, can we have the birthday boys come forward at our laser tag party? And my dad looked at us and said, you'll never cut your hair again. But our hair was like, and then buzzed up the back. And so it was just terrible. Hey, Gertie. Okay. So we covered 3 content buckets for hair salons. Content pillars. Moving forward, client photos. This is a huge one. From client photos, you guys can gather, as a hair salon, you could gather so much information. So I would say happy client reviews. Love that one. Plus the photo. I would say a stylist cut plus stylist photos. So the stylists are constantly taking haircuts, haircut photos. Number 5, local news. So we have a bunch of things that are about hair, but now we're pulling it back into where we are location based. So upcoming local events. And here's my favorite one. Date night ideas at local restaurants. So why do people get their hair done? They want to feel good. They want to look nice. Where do you want to look nice at on a date night? Here's places you could go to get your hair done so you can look nice on a date night with your husband or wife. And then I would say anything that's kind of local news that's really like lighthearted and happy. Hey, this dog was adopted or something like that. You don't want to be too controversial. My last bucket is salon news. Again, this is a little bit closer to selling. All these other buckets weren't really selling. Yes, maybe about the review one, but again, I was saying like, here's what you can do with your hair. For salon news, we want to say, hey, we've added a stylist to our team. Here's their intro. Fun how-to vids if you want to style your hair a certain way. Again, TikTok has no end of inspiration there, and a time lapse of a cut and color. I love watching time lapses, things like that. Katie says my daughter cut her hair short too. A woman in the bathroom told her it's a girl's bathroom. Katie, Yeah, man, that's just that was what our birthday was like. So and then salon news, I would say promotions, like things that you're promoting, things like that. So there we have a content pillar for a hair salon. Okay, so we have our content pillars. I made 6 of them. Okay, now I'm going to switch to this side. And again, when I screen share, which is going to be so painful as I end this live and start another one and show you what this looks like on my computer. On Monday, let's say I pull from my hair trends bucket. Looking back to the left side of my screen, which I'll show you in a second, my latest hair trends bucket is child styles, color trends, TikTok hair trends. So on Monday, it's going to be from that bucket of content. I'm going to show you what evergreen content is and how it's going to help you here, but that's what we're pulling from on Mondays. On Tuesdays, celeb styles. For celebrity styles, in my content pillar, I have Grammy Award winner hairstyles, Emmy Award winner hairstyles, and red carpet hairstyles. Those pictures I could find. I could say, hey, here's what Lady Gaga is doing right now. Really love it. Here's what she did to get this hairstyle. If you want this hairstyle, here's the stylist we recommend. On Wednesdays, hair care tips. Endless amount of hair care tips you can have between, again, TikTok debunking. Should I get the satin pillowcase? I feel like I should. I have no idea. Or should a silk one or the cotton one fine? Maintenance, hair care tips for maintenance. There's so much. Is heat protectant spray legit or is it not? I have it in my hair now. You see what it looks like. I'm going to say it's a no. And then products, which if you have a salon sponsored product, you would push that. If not, you would say, hey guys, but if you're in Target, look for these things. Okay, I have on Thursday client photos. Push in client photos. This is the proof in the pudding that you guys know what you're talking about. So, hey, here's what my client said I did. I know what I said I can do, but my client said I can do this as well. So on Fridays, local news, I would say anything about, hey, this restaurant's opening up soon, or hey, we visited this restaurant, we really like it, or this restaurant's having a special, or this happy hour. I don't have to think about this because I've already created it. In local news, I have date idea restaurants. I love that idea because who gets their hair done? People about to go to something. If you want to focus on a local high school's like homecoming, great. That fits with hair, salon styles. And then finally, on Saturday, I have salon news. And that's kind of our sales pitches, right? So things that, hey, if you guys have a discount that you're running, if you have an event or for you guys, a farmer's market that you'll be at, that's something you can do. And then we would hit it with something. Oh, so and then Sunday I have as a wild card. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But here you go. I don't have to rethink each week of what is happening. So there you go. This sounds so painful. I'm going to give, because you guys are sitting through this, I want to make sure I can't just switch and share my screen after I go live, but it does not seem so. But that's what I want to do. So I'm going to end this stream now, which I apologize. If I had done this through Zoom, I wouldn't have had to worry about this. But hey, that's why I did this so last night and late night. So I'm going to end this one, which I apologize. I'm going to start a new one, and that is fine.